Just when things couldn't get worse for George Clooney, they get a whole lot worse. This man has been put through the ringer by Hollywood, by Democrats, and by leftists, and he has no one to blame but himself for unwittingly becoming the fall guy after stabbing Joe Biden in the back during the election season last year and endorsing Kamala Harris. And just when you think things couldn't get more insane around this entire story, it gets a whole lot crazier now that we have, of course, Jack Black involved. And this whole thing especially got crazy after what Hunter Biden said about George Clooney in this video that we're going to be checking out here today. And then we're going to get into all of the rest of the insanity that is around this entire thing after that. So this is what Hunter Biden, the son of Joe Biden himself, an abominable person, and the guy that was probably the actual president while Joe Biden was in the position. This is what he had to say about the entire thing surrounding George Clooney. So let's go ahead and check this out, and then we will go from there.
You about the vultures. I have a George Clooney story. Hopefully we can leave it in. My only really famous Hollywood friend is actor Jack Black, you know, from School of Rock. And so we used to be neighbors in Los Feliz. And so Tenacious D did a concert in Sydney, Australia. You know, this is a day after they tried to assassinate Trump in Butler, PA. And I guess Jack Black's guitarist or whatever jumps up on stage and he yells something to the effect of, "Hey, next time you try to shoot Trump, aim a little bit closer.
Don't miss Trump next time."
George Clooney is blowing his phone up, being like, if you don't kick your band member out of the band and like publicly denounce this guy, like, I don't know what the consequences were, but it was kind of like, you're out of what, we don't know. And so his hand.
Isn't that crazy? We have been talking about this with Hollywood for years and years, that there is indeed like this secret kind of elitist club that's in Hollywood. And basically George Clooney was telling him, if you don't do what I say, then you are out of the club. And that, of course, would have completely destroyed Jack Black's career in a lot of ways. So, of course, Jack Black had to be a good boy and do what George Clooney said.
And was basically forced to be like, oh, sorry, my band member has serious mental health problems. We're breaking up the band for now. The tour's canceled. And so, I mean, it is cool to see Hollywood actors voice more progressive opinions. But
fuck him. Fuck him and everybody around him. I don't have to be fucking nice. Number one, I agree with Quentin Tarantino. Fucking George Clooney is not a fucking actor. He is a fucking, I don't know what he is. He's a brand. And by the way, and God bless him. You know what? He supposedly treats his friends really well. You know what I mean? Buys them things. And he's got a really great place in Lake Como. And he's great friends with Barack Obama.
By the way, isn't this picture like so sus in so many ways? Like, there's Obama hanging out with George Clooney. And then, of course, the big question that a lot of people have had for years is, who is this individual that looks like an actual, like, underage person, right?
Friends with Barack Obama. You. What do you have to do with fucking anything? Why do I have to fucking listen to you? What right do you have to step on a man who's given 52 years of his fucking life to the service of this country and decide that you, George Clooney, are going to take out basically a full-page ad in the fucking New York Times to undermine the president at a time in which, by the way, what do people care about the most? Why do you think that the Republicans have an advantage over us? Because they're unified. They will go along with anything. I wasn't asking anybody to go along with anything. I was asking people to go along with this. The most successful administration.
And so then he just lists off a bunch of BS, but the most hilarious thing about this is that Hunter Biden basically confirms here in this video and in the rest of this interview that he pretty much was the actual president while Joe was in office, which is pretty spectacular stuff. The way that he just completely loses it about George Clooney here at the beginning is absolutely fantastic. It's so funny.
Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him and everybody around him.
F George Clooney for ruining my career as a politician, as a shadow government. This is only getting worse and worse for George Clooney, to the point where George Clooney literally has said that he is furious at Barack Obama for manipulating him. And if anything, this really shows just how much of a mess the whole Democrats, leftist, Hollywood side of the equation is when it comes to the political spectrum, where they're all absolutely trying to stab each other in the back. They're going at each other's throats all the time. They're threatening each other. They're blackmailing each other. Hunter Biden is a total piece of garbage in every way possible. But it is hilarious that once again, George Clooney is getting completely eaten alive by his own political party. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.